Well, welcome back for another episode of Trash Talk. Uh, uh, we generally try to keep things a little bit upbeat and light and all, but recently with more killings, we just can't stay off of it. Especially the poor, unfortunate Ukrainian woman that was attacked and killed on a train in Charlotte, North Carolina. I mean, the more I read about this, the more I realized that all this senseless killing has just got to stop, and it doesn't seem like anybody really wants to do anything about it. God,
Well,
the first right off the bat, when I read of what this woman went through in Ukraine with a whole war going on around her and how she tried to stay alive and help take care of her family and finally had the opportunity to leave and come to America, and all she wanted to do was to make something out of herself in a new country, and just got swept away.
I
It,
you know the I don't even know where to begin. The thing is, with this particular case, and let's be clear, there are thousands and thousands of ones we don't know about, we don't
right.
hear. But we are talking about this one in particular. The thing is, yeah, was she 22 years old? 23?
I believe so.
She worked at a pizza place. She's coming home from work. She's sitting on the train.
Yeah.
The most tragic thing about it, in my opinion, was she didn't even know how bad it was. She got stabbed so fast, and then she sat there and was like, "What?" And then she didn't know the extent of her damage, and she died alone. Okay. Before I get into the scumbag degenerate who hopefully will be unalived by the time we air this, hopefully somebody just takes care of him and we don't have to deal with it anymore. I said it. I don't care. One, two, three, four, five people on the train did nothing,
Yeah.
saw,
They turn their phones on so they could videotape it.
did nothing. Now, somebody said at TikTok, well, what are those women going to do? Okay, we're going to play that game now. What are the women going to do? I don't know. It's 2025. Women stand up. You want to act like a man. You want to act like a man. Okay. If are we going to start dividing sexes now? Only men can step in. Are we going to do that? No. You're an adult. Step up. The thing is, it wasn't only women. There were grown men sitting in the back. They sat there and watched her die because they don't care. Yes, fear. I respect that. It's scary. If I was on the train and Luke was there, my instinct is to protect Luke, right? Whatever. But maybe he comes after me next.
That's
Maybe
right.
I'm got to gut him on the train.
Yeah. It
14. This guy shouldn't have even been out of jail. 14 convictions.
14 convictions, and he's out on the street. You
Sitting
know,
there.
one of the reporters simply said, "Why is this happening?"
What was the reason behind it? What was the reason? It's a hate crime, number one. Number two, what, not that the reasoning matters, okay? Not that it matters, but there isn't one. He just said, I'm going to kill her today. Why? Because he's a degenerate scumbag that was there 14 times. The judge should be removed.
And he didn't even know this woman that he killed.
He didn't know.
Complete stranger. Sometimes you say if this was a love triangle issue or whatever, and all, he didn't even know her. He it was just he was just provoked to do it, and 14 times before he's been through the judicial system. And
Nothing.
and why was he even on that train?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Was he going home or did he just plan on doing something? You know what I'm saying? Like,
He was on his way to his parole officer. Uh-huh.
yeah, with a knife to
Yeah,
kill
yeah.
with a weapon. The
Right.
girl didn't even look at him. Like she was minding her own business, like most normal people do after a day's work. And he just was getting ready to get off the plane and said, you know what? I'm going to unalive her. What is happening here? Like, what are we doing as a society where, number one, we're sitting with a bunch of cowards? Number two, we're just allowing these individuals, these degenerates, to walk the street. And this goes for more than this guy. There's so many people out there that have been through the judicial system and should not be released. 14 times is more than I made a mistake.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there are those who are saying, "Well, what can you do? Can you put an ankle bracelet on this guy? What good is that going to do?" It
Yeah,
just the guy really should have been sitting in a cage
lock them up.
all this time and not even had the opportunity to get on that train.
You act like an animal, you get treated like an animal. If you look at his convictions, they're not minor convictions. This isn't like traffic stops. This isn't like
Yeah.
jaywalking. This is a problem from day one, and he got off.
Wait,
What are we doing? Like you and this is why people say, well, you can't live in fear. It's not about living in fear. It's just about you can't go anywhere anymore. There's nowhere that you can't walk home from work. You can't drive home from work. You can't. And this feeds in to the bigger situation that's happening with our government, where they're going, see, you need us to come send troops in because your cities are trash. So that's what they're saying. Like, that's not me saying that. That's
that's the reasoning for doing it.
did it in Washington.
Yeah,
They're gonna do it in Chicago's next, guys.
yeah,
It's coming. We know that.
yeah.
We and I don't. This could be like a 7-part show, but the reason behind it is because they want us to get used to military in the streets, guys. They
Well,
want.
just just recently, there was an executive order signed to change the Department of Defense back to the Department of War. Now, the Department of War was through World War One and World War Two. After that, they decided to change it to the Department of Defense. The justification for making it the Department of War again was that under the Department of Defense, we had Korea, we had Vietnam, we had Iraq, we had Afghanistan. Those were wars that were not won. And so the Department of War says we are the aggressor. We're going to go out there and we're going to win this one. This is wrong, folks. I'm telling you. And
Wrong.
again, it got my blood boiling, and I don't mind telling you that I'm terribly upset for all my fellow Vietnam veterans because by changing that back, the justification was that we didn't win the war in Vietnam, so we're a bunch of suckers and losers. And I take that personally, and it is wrong what's going on, and what it is setting us up for a country of martial law
Yeah.
that the cities will not be able to govern themselves, that they have that the federal government's going to come in and tell you what to do. And you're doing it in New York City, you're going to do it in LA, you're doing it in Washington, you're doing it in Chicago. But are they going to go into Atlanta? That's a red state. Are they going to go into New Orleans where there's plenty of crime there? No, because that's a red state. Come on. Are we blind to see that this is pick your battles?
Right. I'm not saying I want them in every state that meets the top 10, top 20 crime cities. But
Yeah.
if you're doing it in every state that has the most crime, I can sit back and go, I don't like it, but at least it's equally messed up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, you're avoiding it. Why don't you go look at some of these other states like Alabama and that have look at these cities. They're not going to do it. Yeah, are they going to go to St. Louis?
Now,
St. Louis has more crime than Chicago. I'm not saying Chicago's peachy, but St. Louis has more crime than Chicago.
well, and yet every one of those cities that they're sending troops to has been showing the statistics that over the last 5 years, their crime has actually gone down. Now, any crime is too much,
Okay.
But if you are doing something within your own state and cities in order to reduce crime, even 1 or 2 or 3% per year, you're doing something right. And now they want to come in and overturn that or overdo that. It just it doesn't make a lot of sense. And also, I hope people understand. Probably within 1 month, those troops are gone.
They're
You,
gone.
you know why? Because they're sending them in for 29 days. Because at 30 days, they've got to pay extra benefits to all of these National Guard troops.
Yep.
So now it's a financial issue.
We want to show a force. We want to show this. We want to swing our you know what's around.
Yeah, come
And
in, flex the muscle.
we want to put in these people in unnecessary danger, unnecessary harm's way. We want to create a rift between the people, but we don't want to pay them. I
Yeah,
mean, you really care. He's on TV, and I'd say this about any president. Look, our government's been screwed up for years, guys. Let's be real.
yeah.
Um, he's on TV showing a picture of this girl. What are you going to do, dude? They already arrested the guy. Are you going to make sure he doesn't get out? Are you going to tell the judge, hey, dude, he's not getting out? Like, what are you doing? Like, big deal. To me, you are politicizing her death so that you have another reason to send troops to other places. That's what it is. You are politicizing it. Meanwhile, a poor girl got unalived by a scumbag who, quite frankly, somebody should have pulled out a gun and shot her.
And you know what? It's possible that there was somebody on that train that did have the ability to do that. They just didn't do it because
Absolutely.
because we're also told that you don't want to get involved because if you get involved, you may get sued for it.
So what? Hire a good look. And here's the most messed up thing. And I have a problem with this. Why are we showing the footage over and over and over? Like, shame on you, man. Like, they're like, here's another angle. We are literally showing this girl get killed on television. What happened to the days where they blurred things out? Where they like, I'm not saying
Right.
it's I'm just saying, at what point are you showing the public what happened? And at what point are you dragging the news story for ratings and glorifying the horror? And you got some jack off on CNN who sat there and said, well, nobody knows what that guy was going through. Have you seen that clip yet?
No, I haven't, but I read about it. I haven't seen the clip, but they talk. Yeah,
So
what has he been going through? 14 times.
what he should be going through is a plate glass window with his face.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what are we doing here? It's Luke and I are supposed to go to Chicago this summer. And I got to be honest with you, man. I am not the guy to get scared. I'm not scared. I'm not taking Luke to like O Block. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not taking him
Right.
to the hood. I'm smart with my son. We're going to do what we do. We're supposed to go this summer. They're already protesting in the streets right now, downtown Chicago.
Oh yeah.
If those troops come in, I'm not going.
Well, and Chicago has a history of standing up for themselves. And what
Good.
bothers me is if I am let's face it, a lot of people that are in the National Guard have jobs. They've got
Yeah.
9 to 5 jobs, and they are like weekend warriors. And all of a sudden, their unit gets called up to go to a city to quell any kind of disturbances, which their presence is going to quell. What's going to happen when they come face to face? If I'm
That's
a
right.
National Guard guy and I've been told that if you get resistance, use your weapon, like Kent State, uh,
It's
I,
going to be
I'll tell you what, I'm not afraid of putting my weapon down and turning around and walking the other way.
Well, that's scary because look, they have a job to do. They understand it, but the reality is you are putting people in a hotbed. Nobody's
Sure.
disagreeing that Chicago, LA, St. Louis, states need to do better on their crime. Nobody's disagreeing about that. We all think you know what? But I got an idea. Stop cutting funding. Stop educating. Do more training for officers. Do more psychological training. Do more search situational training, and stop ripping it from them. And maybe we won't have Johnny one brain cell out there trying to protect us. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah,
Um,
also, yeah, come up with programs that help put people in a position to earn a living, and all instead of putting up roadblocks and all that force them into a life of crime because they can't get by.
well, yeah. I mean, and the Chicago is, guys. That city literally, it's like Chicago and Detroit. They get too mad. I'm not saying they're going to go against the National Guard, all these gangbangers going on there. We're going to take you out, but I'm saying that city will explode. Detroit will light that city on fire again. Okay,
Yeah,
Chicago that city on fire again because they ain't playing. You
right.
don't want to.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, I just we've said this before on this show that the policies in this country are broken and they have to be fixed. And everybody says, "Yeah, we got to fix them," but
No,
they ain't doing jack about it. They just talk about it and they don't do anything about it. One thing I will say to the people that are watching and listening, this poor Ukrainian woman who lost her life for no reason whatsoever. First
no.
of all, I always urge everyone never, ever travel by yourself wherever you're going. Where you're going to walk in the park, you're going to go out for a jog early in the morning or late in the evening. What do Try never to go alone. Always have somebody there. So if something like this happens and there had been somebody sitting next to her, maybe that person sitting next to her could have turned around and put a fist in this guy's eyeball and stopped it from happening.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I hear you, and I don't disagree. She wasn't alone. She was on a train with five people. Number one. Number two.
Well, yeah, but not with her.
How do you do that? How do you do that if you're coming home from work and this is your way home from work and nobody goes that way? How do
Yeah,
you do? You got to hire a bodyguard. You got to. She's trying to live on her own. The other thing is she's sitting on a train minding her business. She
right.
didn't even get stabbed. It happened so fast. So anybody sitting next to her, the deed was done. She's dead already. The
It's
reality is
yeah,
nip it in the bud before it happens. Don't put this guy out on the street. We don't have a 14 strike rule, okay? We need a serious crime rule. I don't care if the prisons are overcrowded, then stop arresting people for smoking weed, okay? Like,
yeah,
let's get this. I don't care about that. These are the people. Put them in prison, go old school. If we want to go old school, throw them in prison, send them some oatmeal by day, 5 minutes in the sun, and go back to your cell until he dies and we don't have to pay for him anymore.
yeah.
Because part of society anymore. I don't care
Or
what his
another animal like him takes him out.
right. I don't care what his mental health is. I don't care about that. I don't. That's a separate conversation. We
Yeah.
kill stray dogs quicker than we take care of criminals. Anyway, I gotta stop,
Yeah.
Stuart. I gotta
All
stop.
right. Well, it's something for all of you to think about. We are on the wrong road here, and all we need to revise our justice system. We have to make sure that predators and people like this that have been in and out of the system time and time and time again are not allowed to go out and be free to do it
No.
again. Because if they are free, they'll do it again. And to Ariana Zarutska, may she rest in peace.
We hear you, girl. We
She
we
met
we
she met a fate that she should not have met in this country, especially in what she came from. So may
and
she rest in peace and go out and make it a good day. Come back and see us again next week. Bye.